Oh, we are on the review of Project G-1 on Tana's Fake Documentary Week. I call this one, like, do I used to call it Tana's Documentary Week? It's easy to type out. Like, fake documentaries, easy to type out. Yeah, anyways, let's again. First we have screen. Then, let's go set. This is, yeah. Well, Project G-1 could be in the same universe. Okay. This is a warning. Beware. Project G-1 could be in the same universe as Set 17, or it's similar to Set 17, but different events happen. So, yeah. Honestly, let's get to explained. Honestly, yeah, let's again this. And meanwhile, we got a lab rat. Oh, you love exterminate something?
On the 6th of October 2015, the world was reintroduced to the horrors and suffering.
Yeah, on Set 17. And they made a documentary, and people got scared. And then we got the first introduction of Cranky. Yep, we got Cranky the Crane. Our first introduction. So, yeah. Keith Harley got blamed for Set 17. Anyways, Ringo Starr is determined.
People were still in the biofusion process. Being in process is the last place anyone wants to be.
Trucks, particularly the facelift.
Yeah, faceless kinds of trucks are easy to buy and use. And then on to Oliver and Duck.
They were childhood friends who shared the same love of trains. They made a pact to become engines. Sadly, it came too late. The ban on biofusion came into effect just after Oliver and Duck were looking forward to working on the
And Oliver jumped at the chance. The travel was paid for by the Japanese railway, and they couldn't wait to be there. Unfortunately, arriving in Tokyo, Duck and Oliver would find that, under Japanese law, they weren't recognised as human beings, and so had no rights at all. They would soon learn their true fate.
And then we watch Oliver. Then we watch. Then. And. Then we watch Oliver and Duck fight. And. Well, this is an inconsistency. If they have robot parts inside of them, then how would they still be alive? And I was thinking, biofusion exists. So, like example, this could possibly be. I don't know, maybe in the later years, they think maybe the situation biofuse. That's to focus on one thing, the snowbox store. Possibly, they're not so sure. Anyways, we're still watching this, so yeah.
Fitted with pneumatic joints, stabilised and
one way to survive.
Anyways, Duck killed Oliver. So, with his friends. Anyways.
Completely. Just couldn't ignore the military opportunity.
had begun. The first task was
Anyways, hit enter.
Biofuel material had become rare.
They all called. Just couldn't ignore the military.
Anyways.
Wars of the world to take profitable.
Hit Logistics was the military contractor secretly tasked with continuing the work Sodor research had begun.
The first task was find as many engines as possible.
Biofuse material had become rare, and Hit Logistics immediately
Being interviewed for the Shed 17 documentary.
Like Owen, like Dr. Owen, what? Like,
He was neck deep in secret government research. His biggest dream was much more sinister.
Project G-1 was Professor Owen Ruth's dream, the breaking down of biofuse matter to their very cells, and then deprogramming them.
Engine remains being reused to form anything they wanted.
9B project. These cells have their DNA instructions removed.
Yeah.
Biofuse stem cells.
yeah, this is explain like how would Project G1 work, basically. So yeah. Anyways, we're moving on to the next part, aka the introduction of Diesel and like,
She a coach, and they would ride the rails together. Kevin became the most romantic thing in their eyes. He would become an engine, she a coach, and they would ride the rails together. Kevin became his namesake, a sleek black diesel engine. It was Annie's operation where things didn't go to plan.
As Annie's cells were being reprogrammed, they split in the early stages of the operation, and 2 coaches were created, although these twins were far from identical.
People started to notice just how many twins were being created on the island, but the questions were brushed off or ignored.
In an effort to deflect criticism, Annie and Clarabelle, the first 2 biofused coaches, were put into service straight away.
and beware of the damage. So these are the
I don't even want to tell you what they found in the toilets.
yeah.
Following this disaster, Annie and Clarabelle would be kept out of the public gaze. One would stay with her husband, the other sent away to Hit Logistics. Diesel was forced to make a heartbreaking choice, which of these ladies to spend the rest of his life with.
It must have taken him all of 2 seconds.
For Annie, a lifetime with her husband, hidden away from the public gaze.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, lifetime especially for Diesel.
For Clarabelle, the safety and care of Hit Logistics.
Logistics were interested in how
And then they use diffusion, aka they use tanks for they diffuse tanks as now 11 weapons to have the faces. Anyways, yeah, they test out error and turns out really effective. Yeah.
As well as mirror testing, work on twins would become more extreme, to test just how far the telekinetic link in biofuse matter would go. For one set of twins, the link would go too far. Whilst the
no.
were administered on Doc, the doctors and specialists at Hit Logistics could observe in full detail the torture as an unbreakable bond with his twin would tear Douglas apart.
That could be interesting. 'Cause
Hit Logistics would also be seen as a welcome refuge from another threat on Sodor.
Steamies, we called them. They started out as rail enthusiasts.
And yep, they have fun with James, singing around the turntable. And then they burn down James and Edward. And then they probably burn down Annie.
Then spent her twin nearly 20 miles away. As terrible as seeing his wife perish was, the worst was yet to come.
And Diesel wants vengeance now. And he spawns and he have like now like a they want Solo to be like a refuge for all biofuel engines. AKA they want to let off from the British government. So yeah. And then like this is literally the only new place they use biofuel
engines started up. Give some engines a kick when they...
Narcotic on the engines. Prolonged use would lead to addiction. As Welsh coal addiction became a bigger and bigger problem, dependency increased on the set of the television series. No, you'll never win first prize! Eating. Taking on a large supply of on the spot.
So Percy died on Gordon. So hypothetically, there could be alternate versions of them. Like this could take place in an alternate universe, or it's still the same universe, but it could be the same universe, but it's that there are multiple Percys and Gordons.
One morning, Gordon was in the yard taking
A voice in his head, telling him to do things. Bad
research to its natural conclusion. High-speed steam engines would be pushed to their limits. High doses of the coal. As pressure from the media increased, and fearing more bad press, Project G-1 was put on hold.
And now, the tail Snudger. Basically, Snudger turned to his generator, assuming his thoughts and the line closed, and somehow Snudger had become one with the said.
It would have been better for Smudger if he'd been forgotten. There's much biofused material.
His organic parts were no longer just part of a steam engine. They had become...
Hypothetically, if this will keep on going, does Snudger become the whole world? Hypothetically. Okay, this is just need this one thing that. Hypothetically, would Snudger be the whole world? Hypothetically, would Snudger turn into the whole world? Hypothetically. Then that's straight on random.
Smudger in the shed with one.
And then the process happened. And then Cranky feels what happened to hit the Dixon. And then Diesel died and accidentally opened Project G-1. Oh.
What the damage he'd do.
And take on any form it wished.
And now.
They were dragged into the canister. Any biofused ended in there.
So. Please is unusual. This thing is kind of inconsistency. Hey, there could be not a Toby, aka Toby's, existing, or not. Hey, you probably knows. Hey, in this case, we got a version of Toby, possibly a version of Kevin, and what? I just think. Now that's a different engine. I yeah, I can't say kind of like. I mean, kind of forget a few characters' names.
Stand a chance. They were dragged into the canister. And we all got to see it.
And then.
Forces would be more than capable of defending itself, but would take action was necessary. More biofuel cells, more life, more engines. It had to assimilate cells to grow, to live, to spread.
Blue Mountain Quarry.
The sight of thousands of tons of dead, desiccated biofused matter destructible. Realising Project G1's destination and intent, the military provided it with what it was looking for.
And yep, this is where the start of the documentary will start.
The last engine whose fate everyone had asked about for years.
And part of the component. Oh, it's just half. Okay, half human, half train. Over.
After 28 operations to try and reconstruct him as a human being, he had remained behind closed doors, unwilling, till now, to show the world the monster he had become.
That wasn't the Thomas I knew. That wasn't an engine or a human. It were a creature, mutilated by surgeons and engineers alike.
Unable to react to the outside world at this stage, Thomas was the last chance the military had to stop Project G1.
And Thomas has really found his friends. Oh, the Thomas friends named Thomas.
Our island's favourite sons would finally be it.
And now, the boulder! Here comes the boulder, everyone! Whoop. Hit him. He's dead. And it touched leave the military site. He lived.
The military's plan all along. There was never any intention to allow them some kind of peace. And with that, Thomas lost his only link to the past. Now all that's left is his reanimated. He decided to leave. He'd seen everything. The last people he trusted had abandoned him. But I was still here to tell his story. After all the betrayal, disloyalty and torment, I could still say I were his only friend. The only person who hadn't abandoned him. I could hold my head up high.
And now, in 3, 2, 1, here comes the death, and RP with Holly, Keith Holly, and Towns think that he's a part of it. In 2021, Soldier Island was officially recognized as a 5 years only £2. In 2032, a referendum was called on the island of declared within Soldier with cease from the 90 Kingdom and bring its own country. Interesting. By owners 98% say inches of Soldier Island voted to leave the UK. By 2040, all the rival sites between Soldier Island and the United Kingdom were cut off since there are no units being set on Soldier and no biofuels engines at contact with the outside world.
This man, what's he doing here? This man is in our care. Relax, Mr. Hartley. You are in our careful hands now.
Wait a minute. So, top and hat gets 103 in set 17. What year did Project G-1 Okay, what year did Project G-1 come out? 2018. So, was 160 years old? Anyways, I think 109 or 106 years old.
On our side, the wrench. Always another innovation. Typical big man.
And here we come, a faceless truck, like all other trucks. Hooray! Yeah, he decided that he would tell the story. The scientist's own heart.
And his ultimate demise at the hand. Here, I know, but it's one here for a reason. Look,
Then 2069.
what happened?
I see the cell of the new military.
Oh my God!
And the next concept that becomes reality. Huh. So that's an inconsistency. So now on Friday it would be the last one. Well, on Friday it would be the last one. On Friday. So yeah. Last week, the last day of Tom's documentary. Big documentary now. Anyways, ID signing off. So, yeah.